So we're saying if a player dies from COVID during the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Right. Okay. And I'm saying like a second team cornerback has the way.
Who we talking about?
Yeah. Okay. So then let's say
It's cold blooded.
I don't even want to say.
People die.
I agree with
People die. According to people die like every 12 seconds. People die. When the minute you're born, the clock starts running on the time that your heart is going to stop.
See, I feel like when you say that, however, first of all, I agree with you. 100%.
Death is a part of life.
Really?
The second you are born, the clock is ticking on the date your heart stops. People die.
Right, but there is a liability. But when you're a corporation and you're employing people, there's an obligation, and there's this thing called liability. You can't just say that you're gonna die.
You can sign that
You're gonna
away.
die.
Now you can sign it away. Now have these guys done that?
I'm sure they would.
I don't know all that.
That's what we were talking about before. I don't know about that.
I believe 100% people would. Maybe
You know
not
why?
these guys, but there are plenty of guys that would.
But who's gonna watch them?
I think enough guys would.
All right, so you all are talking about liability. What about, okay, so there's liability. So
There's a risk.
there is liability for the teams that are allowing people to, some teams are allowing people to watch games, right?
At the stadium?
At stadiums.
Right.
Okay, it's not consistent. There's some people that are letting fans in, some people aren't letting, some states aren't letting fans in, some states are. No consistency across the board. So if someone goes to a game, watch that game,
Right?
and then they come out and they claim, I got COVID as a result of going to a football game. Who's liable for that? Or is the liability following them? You didn't have to attend that football game.
No, well, with the fans, I'm sure there's a waiver. Because this is voluntary.
ain't heard
They're
about
not
no
a
waiver,
waiver,
bro.
but I'm sure there has to be something.
I don't think that holds up in a court of law.
There's
ever.
something. I don't think that would
Fucking
hold up.
sue somebody for anything.
But that don't mean
Right,
you
right. That don't mean
win.
you're gonna win.
But that,
Right.
I do think they'll have litigation problems, but I don't think anything can win. If that's your
Not
question.
those.
Okay, so the league,
You showed up.
the
man.
league
Right.
is
You knew
testing
this was
people.
out here.
Yeah.
All right, so the league is testing people. At one time, I don't know if they're still doing it. I don't want to misquote. I don't want to misspeak. I do know they were testing daily. Daily.
Really?
Testing who, David?
Yes, testing.
That seems to be a bit much, right? No.
No, I do know they were testing daily.
Apparently that still doesn't work.
During training camp, everybody in the organization was being tested daily.
Really?
If your star
Yes.
quarterback catches it, man, something's broken in your system. Yes or no? Or is it just this finicky of a virus that it just
He may not have caught it. No, because he can catch it.
Somewhere else again. It had to be at a facility.
So you think it was Uncle Ruckus that came over for the barbecue?
Yes.
Or your daughter or your son who went out to hang out with his friends, whatever, and
came
back
home.
with
And then the kid brought it.
Sat down and watched TV with.
So then no matter what you do in the locker room, you can test every day and try to eliminate as many opportunities for people to catch it. Sure. That still ain't gonna work. Clearly.
No,
You can still catch it.
right, and that's what we're talking about with you talking about.
But how many people can catch it? I think that it works for
But
that.
you were talking about those drones down at MBS,
Prevent
so
the spreading.
that's how they're going to protect themselves from liability. Like we've done everything that we can.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But we can't
Yeah.
just say, "All right, you're gonna die. Just come on in." What?
But
you're gonna die anyway.
But it sounds okay.
But you still haven't told me. So,
I disagree.
But you still haven't. You
They
disagree
are
about
saying
what?
that. They are saying, all right, from a macro level, the NFL has decided, yeah, somebody might die.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so don't tell me that they're not
Exactly.
just. So don't tell me that they're not just saying.
No.
They are saying.
No. They're saying
we gonna play
somebody
sports
might
during the
die, but we're
pandemic.
gonna do everything that we can.
We throwing money at the problem.
No,
now.
we're-
my decision's been made. If I'm the NFL,
But they're doing right. But all I can do is for the perception and for my
okay,
employees.
so you
I'm
pissing
doing
on me and
everything
telling
that I
me
can.
that you still don't care. You just throwing money at the problem for
What do
litigation
you mean they
reasons.
don't care? I don't understand. What do you mean?
Does the NFL shut down if somebody dies from COVID-19?
You're the one that keeps telling me the economy has to open and we got to do X, Y, Z. You can do that, but you can't just say we're gonna all fucking die. Just go out there. You have to put things in place to help people. At least try to appeal. I mean, you have to try.
Okay, but
They're trying.
they're doing that.
I agree.
That's
with
all you can
They're
do. And if
doing
someone passed away during that,
Listen, the
okay,
point
that's acceptable. But you can't say, well, we're
But
gonna
that's my
fucking
point.
die anyway.
But that's my point, Eric. But that's
is
my
what they're
point.
saying.
they have put
That's why they're
measures
gonna
in
finish the
place.
season right.
They have put measures in place.
Okay.
So the question was,
Right.
the question was, with all of the measures that are being put in place, they are testing the hell out of people.
And if
They are
Russell
testing the shit
Wilson
out.
dies,
And if someone dies, do you shut down the
if Russell
do you shut down
Wilson
the
dies,
season?
they're probably going to stop the season.
Every team, they're going to shut down the league.
They're gonna have a problem.
Man, if a center dies on any team, they're gonna shut this league down. Yeah, I think you guys are wrong.
I
have no problem with the fact that the league is running,
Who
but
dies?
that thing will get so blown up, man. I disagree. I think it would
I don't
cause
think
major
so.
problems.
I think if Russell Wilson, God knows I don't want any of this to
Right,
happen.
no, please, we don't want.
All right, so let's stop using names. Let's stop using names.
Well, no, because
if the face of a franchise,
But Greg, I have to use name because
if
my
the-
whole argument.
if the face of a
Okay.
franchise dies, I do
But
think you can postpone it for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
You can postpone it.
That's probably more likely.
You can postpone it for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And you
Fellas,
can.
they're already doing
you
this.
You can instantly throw in additional precautions. You can say, okay, we are about to go back to. I don't know if they're still doing it. Like I said, I know at one time they were. We can go back to testing players every single day. We're going to remember this player that died. We're going to stop this for 2 weeks. We're going to test every single person. We're going to implement this,
Right.
and then we're going to keep going.
Right.
They are not going to shut this down and say, oh, okay, we're not going to finish. I'm
That's
sorry.
probably more likely. What you
No,
were
that
saying.
ain't going to
They'll
fucking
postpone.
happen. Don't tell me
But
that shit.
when they
That ain't gonna
postpone it,
happen.
they're
There's
gonna
too much
say,
money on
we're
the
gonna
line.
do this,
If you
this,
shut
and
this
this.
season down, you're going to have, they get about, they're right at 20. If you shut this season down, you're going to have television networks asking for money back. Billionaires do not like to write out checks to other people. They like cashing checks.
Then how about this, G? Maybe the league
Now
doesn't.
we're about to move the goalpost.
Maybe the league doesn't shut down, but it doesn't
Now we're
work.
getting ready. See, I won the argument. Now we're about to move the goalpost. Go ahead.
I do think the league should be going. I'm not saying it should be shut down. I'm just telling you if somebody dies, I think it will shut down.
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. But I do believe that the only way the season works, you're talking about shutting down. They're already moving games, right?
They're adjusting, yes.
Okay, so that's already in place.
But that's not stopping the season.
Agreed.
Okay?
I think it's going to get worse. Therefore, if they don't play in some sort of a bubble this season, you talk about postpone, it will be canceled. You can call it postpone if you want, but it will stop if they don't address this problem and put them in a bubble. Baseball's trying to do it right now. It worked with the NBA.
Are they trying to do that in baseball? They trying to get
Yeah,
them
they're all in 4 different. They're sectioned off in 4 different areas around the country.
Good idea. Good idea. Great. Good for them.
So the NFL will have to adopt that, or they
around the country. Is that what you said? Around the country?
There's 4 spots that
Okay.
they're playing in.
Okay. So let's stay there. So let's stay there for a minute. Let's stay right there for a minute. I do think you cannot play NFL games in what is considered, and I'm gonna use the air quotes, COVID hotspots. There's certain states, there's certain areas where COVID is running more rampant than others.
Okay.
I do think you can avoid those hotspots. I do think you can do that. Yes, it takes it.
You're not
it
gonna
means
have
some-
fans anyway, so okay, go ahead.
You don't have fans
Right,
anyway.
right, yeah.
You got to adjust some schedules.
Yes.
Let's say Arizona at one time was one of the COVID hotspots. So Arizona has to start playing road games.
Wherever.
The Saints did it when the Saints basically had 16 road games when Katrina flooded the entire
Yeah,
city.
that's true.
So you can do this. You can move things around. You can adjust things. You can avoid the so-called COVID hotspots. Shutting down the season, I don't think it's feasible. Once
I
they
think
start,
you're
they gotta
selling
finish it.
the social media shitstorm short by not thinking
If
there's
somebody
going to be
dies.
some problems. Just Cam Newton catching it is going to be huge, fellas. If somebody dies,
It's not gonna be huge. People know they're gonna
man,
catch
y'all are
it.
wrong.
I mean,
I'm telling you, man, watch. I guarantee you, this Cam Newton
I mean,
catching
people-
COVID-19
you can't
is going
really
to
let
cause
social media-
not just ripples, waves.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
You too. Do you think? I need to know. Please
This is
tell me. Do you
no-brainer.
think that Cam Newton being diagnosed with COVID-19, he's not sick, just the diagnosis? Do you think that's gonna cause ripples throughout, the NFL, throughout
said
the sports
waves.
world, just
Cam Newton.
in general?
I said waves. It's going to cause waves, not
Throughout the
ripples.
sports world, just in the
It's
NFL.
going to be a problem.
Can't wait to see how this plays.
I just don't
This is
think
gonna
so.
be a
I think
problem,
people know
man.
people gonna, you know what I'm saying?
You know people are going to catch the
Yeah.
virus.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't disagree with you. I just want you to keep that same energy when we get on the topic. Okay? Because I agree with you 100%.
Bring me shit constantly. Get the hell out of here. I bring that's what I bring the fucking pain regardless.
I know you do. I just want you to remember what you're saying right now.
If your
about
good
the
buddy
league.
can catch it, then anybody can catch it.
Fair enough.
And naturally, wearing a mask is a political statement, so I don't wear one. Let me tell you something.
Man, please don't.
Let me tell you
Don't
something.
give me crumb. Yeah. Go ahead.
Remember we were talking the other night, we were texting, you and I were texting each other, we were talking about God. You and I both believe in God.
Of course.
But he also gave us this,
Common sense.
common sense.
Agreed.
All right? If the smartest people on the planet are telling you that the threat is spit, is people breathing on you, the threat comes from your mouth, how does not covering this up help that? If the threat is coming from here, how does not covering this up?
In
does
terms
that
of
not
close
help?
proximity,
Yes.
I agree with you that it works.
Okay.
The problem is it doesn't stop anything. It can lessen the spread.
You can't,
That's all I want to do, Brian.
That's
I wanna
all
make- if
fuck you
I got-
wanna do?
If I got a 70% chance of catching it by, or if I got,
if I can lower that
75%
percentage, then why
chance
wouldn't I
of catching it
do
by
that?
But I got a 25% chance by
Jesus
doing it.
Christ.
Then I'm
If
gonna
you
do
go
it.
into a facility and they require you to wear a mask, you should wear a mask. I have no problem with that. Is that what are you asking me? Because I don't disagree with
A lot of
anything you
people,
said.
a lot of people don't require it; they suggest it.
Okay.
And then I've even seen signs in certain places that says, by entering this facility, I don't know the exact verbiage. By entering this facility, you assume the risk that you could catch this virus.
But I'm wearing my mask not more so for you than me. Because what if I have that shit? I don't want you to get that shit, man.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's more for you than me. It's not. That's
Yeah.
not being. That's rule number one in the Robinson Book of Life. Don't be an asshole.
I agree.
Just don't be an asshole, bro.
Yeah.
And if I got that shit and I don't know it, I'd rather just have my shit covered up where I can minimize your risk of getting it.
I agree, man.
That's all we
I don't
can
disagree with
do.
any
I
of that.
agree. All right. We
I mean, what did you think
we
I
got
was
no-
gonna say?
We got no argument when we all agree.
Yeah.
We got nothing to talk
I was
about when
gonna
we
say
all
this one
agree.
out because I don't even want. Yeah, just so COVID is definitely number one affecting sports.